Welcome to another edition of Gonagain. This video is out of sequence to this particular travel series, but it's important because
of the hot weather right now.
Yeah, this video is all about camping during hot weather and what we're doing this particular season to avoid that, and it's working for us. So we wanted to get this out right now in the middle of summer while this is pertinent.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy the video. Well, we left Nevada where it was high and cool, heading across Utah right now, about the center of the state. That's Sevier Lake down below us is one great big salt flat. As we traveled across Utah, we spent one night just east of Salina on Highway 50, I believe, camped in the Manti La Sal National Forest. And to the south of us was one of Utah's biggest wildfires ever. Tens of thousands of acres burning. It was only about 6% contained at that point, and it was directly downwind of us, which meant it was heading in our direction. But we felt we had enough miles between us and it to spend the night, although I didn't sleep all that well.
Oh man, it's been hot.
But we've been staying high, and that makes everything feel just fine. When we left Montana and said we were heading south, this being July, August, people said, what are you going south for? You do that in the wintertime.
Well, we thought we'd try something new.
Usually we don't come down here in the winter. We usually camp at higher elevations in Montana and kind of stay up there during the summertime. But we left anyway because we were just dying to do a road trip. But this is how we've been doing it, and it's been working.
Yeah. As long as we stay high,
yeah,
we'll be fine.
High in elevation, you guys. High. We're not talking drugs here. High in elevation.
Right.
Anyways, let me talk to you guys about what we've done and how it's working out, because we're having a good time. We're currently up on top of Grand Mesa, just south of Grand Junction, Colorado. The elevation here is well over 10,000 feet. Gotta move slowly. But we've been doing this trip by camping at higher elevations. We first spent about a week in Nevada. Well, first let me tell you, if you look at some of the western states, they're high to begin with. Like the northern half of Nevada is 4,500 feet in elevation in the bottom of the basins. Most of northern Utah is 4,500 feet at the lower levels. Wyoming, around 4,500 feet down at the lower levels before you even get up into the mountains. Take a look at the western states and you'll see that they're already pretty elevated, and some of them are. And now we're in Colorado, same thing. But yesterday we were down in Grand Junction. It was 100 degrees down there. But 45 minutes south of Grand Junction up here, when we got up here yesterday, it was 72 degrees in the middle of the day. And it went down to about 45 last night. Very pleasant. So what we've been doing is traveling by camping up in the mountains of these states. We've camped every night at 7,500 feet or higher. And it's been making our camps very pleasant. Like in Nevada, our daytime highs were about 84 degrees up at 7,500 feet. And at night, it was dropping down into the high 40s or around 50 degrees. So nice. It's just very nice. It's had some problems, though. The biggest problem has been rough roads and a lot of dust in getting to these campsites, because they're miles up into the mountains. And it's been pretty dusty. And I haven't been liking that at all. But man, it is nice up here. Our plan now is to stay in Colorado for the next week or so and just stay at higher elevations. And we usually never come to Colorado because It's the higher elevations are usually too cold in the time we get here, but this being the middle of summer, it's all right. Of course, there are campgrounds that are not too far off the road like this one. This one is called Island Lake Campground up here on top of Grand Mesa. So if you don't mind being in a campground with other people, then you don't have to get that far off the road. But if you want a boondock, that's a different story. In a previous video, I showed a metal detecting find, and I asked you guys if you knew what it was. And right now, carrying my bedding out to kind of dust it out, shake the dust out if there's any in it, it occurs to me what that thing is. This thing that I'm showing you right now is a rug beater. It was from the days before they had vacuums, and they would hang a rug up and they would beat the dust out of it. That's what this is. I wish I had it with me right now, though. I could use it. It's actually a little too cool in the shade, but which is pretty good seeing as how it's 100 degrees just not too many miles away from here. So another nice thing is that at these altitudes, the air is generally dry, not humid. That adds to the comfort a lot. And the mountain breezes also help. But we don't recommend that you just come directly to these high altitudes. For example, Linda and I started out by just going up to like 6,000 feet to camp, and that was a little bit of an adjustment. I remember the first time we camped at 7,800 feet. That seemed a little weird, but it was all right. You know, your breathing pattern changes a little bit. You might feel a little lightheaded, but otherwise you might be okay, or you should be okay. However, if you're a heavy smoker, or if you smoke cigarettes very much, this might not be the thing for you at all. Like I mentioned, we're about 10,600 feet here, and the camp hosts told us yesterday that when they first got here this summer, they were getting nosebleeds the first week. And they said that they still have a hard time breathing, and they were talking about using supplemental oxygen. I think they must be smokers, because most people wouldn't have a hard time being up here. You might not feel as energetic as you normally do, but it's all right. I'm mostly talking about camping at like the 7,500 foot level, something in there between 7,000 and 8,000 feet. Most people should do just fine there. Not too far from our campsite, I found what I think might be a matate. It could just be a natural rock, but the thing about it is that I can see more recent grind marks in it. Like I say, it might just be a natural thing, but I kind of thought it might be a matate for grinding grain or grinding corn. Can you see the difference in the coloration of the stone over here in the video? And over there, there's a bunch of wear marks on the stone too, but unfortunately it's full of dirt here. I dusted it out. Now, this stone was sitting in it, kind of flat on the bottom. Don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. So is the summertime too hot to camp? Maybe not if you do it like this. This is working out perfectly. The only bad part is when you leave an area like this, you got to drop into the lower elevations to travel to the next area. It might not be so good. Yeah, yesterday was a bit hot, but we're enjoying this a lot. So remember, if you're trying to get out during the summer when it's too hot to camp, stay high. Higher elevation. This is working out for us. Linda's back taking a nap, and I'm not going to interrupt her to come out here and say so long on this video, but you know, I'm glad you guys watched it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you around. Want to give a special thanks to our viewers and friends, John and Cheryl, who drove all the way up to the top of Grand Mesa to bring us homemade sourdough bread and Palisade peaches. Thanks, you guys.